It's 7:21 on the same date. It's the 18th of September, and as usual, in my current abode, the chair is up against the door. Since my child was unlawfully separated from me in January 2017, I've experienced a lot of badgering, and it's not just in the the mentality or mode or manner or measure of offences that have been caused against my bodily integrity, as a recovery advocate, as a light worker, etc. But the damages to my bodily integrity have been conducted by individuals that have taken the Hippocratic Oath. So, as I've mentioned in my former upload in 2017, the Ombudsman for Children, Health, they're the two main ones due to the January unlawful care order of my child by TUSLA and local authorities assisting the unlawful detainment at the Kerry University Hospital. So those were the two procedures that haven't been acknowledged, addressed or resolved. And I'm currently in emergency accommodation, and that's due to my experiences of harassment in this community that the authorities have been ignoring. Now, prior to 2018, we all know the story in County Kerry with what was going on with, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. And that still continued regardless of the matters I addressed single-handedly, as I'm unashamedly sharing about, simply due to the positive that came out of that circumstance. People's wealth was recovered, the issue of financial theft and fraud was addressed, and the issue of other business transactions that were unsavoury, to say the least. Those matters were addressed, and the matters of experiences I had back to 2003, 2005, that was addressed. So that had been happening prior to 2018 in County Kerry in the southwest of Ireland. And all of that would have been untouched, wouldn't have ever been uncovered, only for the unlawful care orders in January 2017, when my child was unlawfully separated from me. So the Ombudsman had been notified in February 2017. And as I've mentioned, I've got a status. I have a clean track record. I'm a qualified professional and property owner. And there's other I've nice credentials. I have a good professional portfolio. And so since 2006, there have been individuals that have been causing damages, harms and losses to my profession, and they haven't been acting in the best interests of the collective. But they've been very ambitious with my credentials and qualifications. So they're enjoying the labours of my work, and my qualifications, even from the University of Limerick, have been disrespected. And as I've mentioned, I've had very full-rounded, it's just fantastic, the experience I had in the University of Limerick. So this little community has taken it upon itself to cause the world of trouble. And they've been aspirational in their misadventures and misdemeanours to be a part of my identity and to, I suppose, have a piece of the cake, really, I suppose. As I've mentioned, boastfully, I have nice qualifications and credentials. And there are individuals that have been upgrading themselves from my work. So as I've mentioned, here we are. This is how safe a qualified teacher, property owner, mother is in Ireland in democracy. And those that are shamelessly taking credit for COVID-19 hygiene and wealth recovery and so on and so forth, the legislation that's been worldwide, those shameless endeavours of these social influencers have incessantly been embarrassing themselves with their hypotheses, their assumptions, their insinuations, their accusations, and their false allegations, their bad productions, and just the initiative to steal from my portfolio has been absolutely desecrating any professional standards that are out there. And as we've noted in the papers, or noticed in the papers, there have been in the creative arts area issues and damages caused within that field as well. So there's a lot that can be mentioned, but tonight, on the date that it is, the time that it is, I'm obligated to share my private life because of individuals taking liberties where they have no rights. And my chair is up against the door because of people not doing their jobs properly. I've had, I don't know how many incidents of breaking and entering that have been reported to the DPP and the Department of Justice. Now, when you hear about breaking and entering, or when you hear about a missing child, or when you hear about extensive farmland being trespassed upon by power players showing very powerless behaviour with very silly juvenile initiatives during a pandemic, I might add, that disrespects a mother and child, the mother being of the work that I pursued in recovery of health and wealth. That kind of disrespect doesn't set a good precedence for the young ladies of the future. And as I'm sitting here tonight, there are individuals that have been in my proximity brazening it, breaking and entering and trespassing into my homes. They've been in my personal spaces since 2006, and they've been exploiting from my name and my work to ill means and ill gains. And they have been financially exploiting from my work and my experiences with no right, and they haven't been addressing what they have as a debt to Maria McElligott. So the ombudsmen have been obstructed, or they haven't bothered. I have a missing child, and tonight my chair is up against the door because the authorities, or the authoritarians of civil society, are refusing to do what they're supposed to be doing. But they're accommodating the same behaviour, conduct and offence that has been addressed, resolved, and highlighting the failings prior to 2018. Now, the people that can't take responsibility for their own actions and behaviours, and that perpetuate or exacerbate with further offences, isn't very, that's not intelligent behaviour, that's not mature. And there are people of all walks of life that have been offended already by these people's behaviours. And as a teacher, as I've mentioned, and as a humanitarian, I have acted in the best interests of all that I have worked with or worked for or worked on behalf of. And tonight, that my child is missing, and to accommodate those that have been exacerbating, intruding upon my personal space at 18 Rock Street, while financially abusing me and living off me. Tonight, there's a further assault against the Constitution. So I hope Eamon de Valera of 1937 is concerned about the state of the land, the democracy. And I hope those power players, as they like to think of themselves, might find themselves and put themselves straight on the narrow, or right on the narrow, and find the error in their ways and have the courage of their convictions and try and do what's brave and right. Offending a mother just isn't, it's not forgivable. So for the interest of the guards, there's a child missing in County Kerry. His name's Garrod McElligott. Robert Furton Kilflynn, and our land has been trespassed upon.